Hello kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. So in this video today we are going to discuss about how to solve the transportation problem using the least cost method. So least cost cell method is one of the method which is used for solving the transportation problem. The main objective behind this least cost method is to minimize the transportation of goods and services to the various destinations. Okay, so then how this least cost method works is in the given cells we have to select the lesser amount of transportation. So that is how the entire sum will go on. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. First, let's read the question. Solve the transportation problem using least cost method. So we are going to solve the transportation problem using the least cost method. Okay, before starting with this transportation problem, the first step which we have to do is we have to see whether there is a equality between the demand and supply. We have to analyze whether it is a balanced problem or unbalanced problem. So for that, what we have to do is we have to sum up the supply and also the demand. So total supply is equals to 50 plus 40 plus 60, which is equals to 150, and total demand is equals to, we have to add all this amount, 20 plus 95 plus 35, which is also equal to 150. So it is a balanced problem because there is a equality between the demand and supply. So let me write the total here, 150. Okay, let me read the question now. Solve the transportation problem using the least cost method. So ABC is a product and PQR is a destination. 5, 8, 4, 6, 6, 3, 3, 9 and 6 is the amount of transporting the goods and services, and this is the demand and this is the supply. This sum is a balanced problem because there is a equality between the demand and supply. The demand is 150 and also the supply is 150. So let's start the allocation. Okay, under least cost method, how we have to start the allocation is, first we have to identify which is the least cost in the cells. Okay, in the cells means 5, 8, 4, 6, 6, 3, 3, 9 and 6. We should not consider this demand and supply. We have to consider this demand and supply only at the time of allocation. For the allocation part, we have to identify the least amount, which means we have to identify the least value inside the matrix. So inside the matrix, we have values like 5, 8, 4, 6, 6, 3, 3, 9 and 6. Among this, the first least value is 3. But the issue is we have 3 for 2 times. Okay, in this row also we have 3, in this row also we have 3. So now the question will arise like whether we have to select this cell for allocation or this cell for allocation. So during this time we have to think logically like which cell we have to select for allocation. So the least cost inside the matrix is this 3 and also this 3. So we have to select these cells for allocation, but here we have doubt like which cell we have to start the allocation. So for that, what you have to do is first allocate using the pencil. So when I select this cell for allocation, the maximum unit which I can allocate is 35, because while allocating we have to see the demand as well as supply. So when we see the demand which is corresponding to this 3 is 35 and 40. So among 35 and 40, the least value is 35. 35, so I have given 35. So when I select this cell for allocation, the correspondent demand to this cell is 20 and also the correspondent supply to this 3 is 60. So I have to allocate the least value. The least value is 20. So I have allocated. Now you have to compare this cell with this cell. So in this 3, the maximum amount of unit which I can allocate is 20. But in this cell, the maximum amount of unit which I can allocate is 35. So I will select this particular cell for the allocation. So again, a question will arise like why I have to select this cell for allocation. There is a simple logic behind this. So if I can transport the 35 units at 3 rupees, obviously I will select this. because here I can just transport the 20 units for 30 rupees. So now I just have to reduce the transportation cost of an organization. So I will select this because I can transport maximum amount of goods at a least cost. So here the maximum allocation is 35 when compared to 20. So I will select this cell for allocation first. So now let's start with the allocation. For allocation, we have to see the demand as well as supply. So the demand which is corresponding to this 3 is 35 and the supply is 40. So the minimum amount of value is 35. So I will allocate that 35 here and I have to deduct that 35 from 40. So 40 minus 35 is 5. As I have given everything here, I just have to strike off this particular column because I have allocated everything here. Okay, I will strike off that. So in this values we have to identify which is the least value. So among 5, 8, 6, 6, 3, 9, I have to identify which is the least value. So the least value among this is 3. So I have to select this cell for allocation next. Okay, so the correspondent demand to this 3 is 20 and also this 3's supply is 60. So when we compare 60 and 20, the least value is 20. So I will allocate that 20 here and I have to deduct that 20 from 60. So 60 minus 20 is 40. As I have given everything here, I should strike off this column as well. So I will strike off this column. So the remaining values are 8, 6, 9. So among this, the least value is 6. So among 8, 6, 9, the least value is 6. So I will select this cell for allocation. So the correspondent demand to this 6 is 95 and also the supply is 5. So when we compare 95 and 5, the least value is 5. So I will allocate 5. As I have given everything here, I will strike off this 5 and also I should deduct that 5 from 95. So 95 minus 5 is 90. As I have given everything in this row, I should strike off that row as well. Okay, so let me strike off that. So the remaining values are 8 and 9. So among 8 and 9, the least value is 8. So I will select this cell for allocation. So the demand is 90 and also the supply is 50. So the least among 90 and 50 is 50. So I will allocate 50 and I should deduct that 50 from 90. So 90 minus 50 is 40. Okay, as I have given everything here, I should strike off this. So now I cannot allocate anything in this row because I have allocated everything. I have allocated entire 50. So I should strike off this row as well. So the remaining value is 9. So I have to do the allocation there. So the correspondent demand to 9 is 40 and also the supply is 40. So I will allocate that 40 and I have given 40 here as well as here. So I have to strike off this as well as this. So in every video I say that at the end of the solution you have to get the same demand and to same supply to ensure that you have did answer correct. So I am done with the allocation. Now the thing which I have to do is I have to do the transportation cost. Okay. So transportation cost is equals to, I have to multiply the units with amount, is equals to 8 into 50 plus 6 into 5 plus 3 into 35, 3 into 20 plus 9 into 40. Okay, so 8 into 50 is 400 plus 6 into 5 is 30 plus 3 into 35 is 105 plus 3 into 20 is 60 plus 9 into 40 is 360. So 400 plus 30 plus 105 plus 60 plus 360 is 955. So our transportation cost amount is 955. So least cost method is one of the method which is used for solving the transportation problem. So under least cost method, we have to select the cell which is having a least amount. So if we consider this as a metric, so we have to consider the cell which is having a less amount for transportation. So when there is a tie between the values inside the cell, we have to select the cell which can hold a maximum allocation, where we can transport a maximum goods. Okay, so that is the basic rules and basic logic behind the least cost method. So I hope you all like this video. If you like this video, do subscribe to the Kingmakers and share this with your friends. Thank you all.